Non-stop, why this shit?
I don't know what they mad for. Homie, go ask him, it's probably my fault, right? I'm the bad guy, but that's a damn lie. It's the real Mike B. I'm in the cut, pulling strings from a landline. Who want what? I came in a little late, and that's my thing. Better late than never made her bang. Up at the price, and now they don't want to do a thing. Shifting to high gear in spring, this is not a fling. Hanging up high pipe with a pack of pickled peppers. Yeah, I'm independent, get the stepping. Haters checking, wish it right. Get the message on the blessings we don't have all day. Industry don't have a thing on me.
You don't want no smoke, this thing you'll see.
Hold on, cause it's about to be non-stop, why dishing it out, I said.
You don't want no smoke, this thing you'll see.
Hold on, cause it's about to be non-stop, why dishing it out.
Number 2 with a bullet, I'm shooting my shit. Pollute when I spit, don't ever go confusing my shit. Yeah, I'm nice. I'm like grandma on your birthday, but this gon' be your worst day. With Mike B, I'm worthy to take your top off like Xavier. I'm number 1 cheap, flying through like fiber, so don't you dial up beef. Stay underneath, cause that's my decision. I'm like Leonardo, the world ain't ready for my vision. Which one? Pick one. Small knife, big gun, big knife, small gun. Won't matter when we all done, you'll lose it in the long run. Marathon unfinished, put a number on your chest. Let you rub it on your chest. Man, he puts the lotion on his skin. I'm silencing you lambs. Everybody got a plan, so they punched in a yap. No fucking with Cap, but I spit is a gift. Guess that's why it comes rap.
You don't want no smoke, this thing you'll see.
Hold on, cause it's about to be non-stop, why dishing it out, I said.
You don't want no smoke, this thing you'll see.
Hold on, cause it's about to be non-stop, why dishing it out. I couldn't stop if I wanted to. Got a crippling case and shaking the leg. Survive's what I'm gonna do. Shine right in front of you. Shake a vigorous hate that's in the way. Then we'll dine on a blunt or two. Not crimping the pie. I'm rolling the thing up. Keep dodging the flat line for now and it's mad tough. And nothing but bad luck. I'm rolling an ounce up the toe. The big man, no smoke. Hip hop, anonymous. Popped the bottle and popped out like Pontius. Whole time they wanted this whole thing to crumble. I don't think they thought that this year we bubble up. Whoa, now the pancakes and syrup on them. Whole lot of hate in the way for powdered sugar rum. I don't think they understand. That's why I'm praying for them. Rub that bullshit on your chest is what it's there for.
You don't want no smoke, this thing you'll see.
Hold on, cause it's about to be non-stop, why dishing it out, I said.
You don't want no smoke, this thing you'll see.
Hold on, cause it's about to be non-stop, why dishing it out.
Whoa.
What's up, Cap?
Hold up. You sound like you upset.
What's good? What's good?
You sound like you're getting a little
How we doing?
sensitive or
How's
something.
everybody?
Maybe
This pack is
you're
good.
not
This
doing
could just be
something.
like
That's cool.
the
You
intro
do
all
you.
the time.
But don't say we didn't warn you.
We gotta make a specific
The
intro
real
for the
Mike
show.
B.
We gonna come up with something nice.
Cap the wise guy. Yes, sir. Don't forget who's
That's like the trademark right there. Hey, welcome to the BeeHive podcast. I am your host, the real Mike B, and this is my other host. He is also the host. I don't know if you want to call him co-host or whatnot. It doesn't sound as Cap the Wiseguy.
What up?
Hey, Cap, tell him where you're at right now. Where you at?
Right now, I'm just in the old Texas, just outside there, San Antonio.
Texas. Is it true that things are bigger there?
That's what they say. My wife keeps
So-
telling me that, but I haven't changed, so I don't know what she's referencing.
So, like, if I come there, I'd be a bigger asshole.
It
Yeah.
amplifies everything. Shit.
And I, of course, am the real Mike B. I hail from Hanover, Pennsylvania. I wasn't born here, but hey, man, this is dope. Like Snack Town. Tonight's very special. We have a special guest on here. He goes by Theotis Joe. Okay. He's a dope artist, man. He's very talented. He's been in just the music game for like since I was before I was even born, man. So we're gonna bring him up here. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, this is Theotis Joe. What's up, brother? How you doing?
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Magnificent, man.
All right.
Happy to have you.
Hey, man. So tonight we're just gonna be
Thank you.
focused on you. We're gonna chill out, listen to some music. Anything you got going on? Got some questions for you. Also, other artists that are in the group chat, they'll have the opportunity, if we have time, like to send some music in and be reviewed, if that's okay with you.
It's cool with me. Let's
All
do
right,
it.
all right. So first and foremost, who are you? Where are you from, man?
My name is Theotis Joe. I am a hip hop artist, producer extraordinaire, MC, songwriter, father, everything else under the sun, entrepreneur, business owner, book author. You know, I wear many hats, as you can see. Got the merch, you know.
It's like they call that a jack of all trades, you know, better to be than an expert at one thing, right?
Jack of all trades and a master of most.
There it is.
It is. I like that. All right. Cap, you got anything for me, man?
Nah, man, I'm just here to learn just like you. And I'm down to get all introduced to Mr. Theotis. I've been bumping his music all week, trying to connect with him, you know what I mean? See what he's about, what he's like. He was already chopping it up in the back room. Don't want to spoil none, so I'm just anxious to get to it.
All right, cool beans, cool beans. All right, so where are you from originally?
Well, I was born. Oh, you're talking to him.
Originally Houston. So I come from a planet far beyond the galaxy and the stars. I don't know the name of that shit.
Uranus.
But I just crash landed in Texas, Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas.
You know, that's why I came up out of the ground like a root. And so Houston, Texas, man. I grew up there as a young kid, fucking shooting birds and squirrels and shit. I used to shoot birds in my backyard. My dad gave me one of the fucking Daisy BB guns, right? When I was 7 years old. And I used to shoot birds and like pluck them shits and roast them over open fires and eat them and shit. Like he taught me survival shit when I was a very young child.
Damn, caveman shit.
Yeah. I used to ride bikes and shit, jump ramps over big ass ditches, you know, Evel Knievel type shit, fucking break some shit and keep on going, you know. I grew up tough, rough, rugged, and raw.
Bro,
and
how
then,
badass
you know,
was it when we was kids and you would just literally get on your bike and just fucking explore everything? And you didn't even know where you got or how you got there or even how you found your way home sometimes. But it was just like, it was the life. Like, shit, I
all day.
want to go back to
all
that.
day.
These kids now, they don't see none of that shit. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, it was fun, man. It was fun. It was an amazing time. Very, very, you know, just had a nostalgic, you know, moment. But it was definitely a time where it was still real. Don't get me wrong, it was crazy, and crazy motherfuckers used to steal kids and shit like that. But I was fearless, man. I was heartless. Still am to this day.
Oh man, definitely. So after you don't reside in Texas anymore, right?
No, I don't reside in Texas, man. I live in Philadelphia right now. You know,
how'd you make it from Texas to Philly? You want to hear that?
2005.
2005.
I moved to Texas.
As I said, so you moved to Philly in 2005, and you got anywhere in between?
Yeah. So from Texas, I went to Louisiana. You know, both sides of my family are from Louisiana. My mom, she decided she wanted to switch careers and move to Louisiana. So my dad, we all packed up and moved to Louisiana. And then my dad got laid off and it was no work out that bitch. So we ended up, my dad grew up in Louisiana. So did my mom, both sides of the family there. And from there, I moved to Wilmington, Delaware in 1987. And I went to school in Delaware, high school. And that's where hip hop really started to become a part of me, you know, banging on lunchroom tables, banging on lockers and shit, you know, putting on whole performance concerts in the cafeteria, in the lunchroom, and everybody just gathering around. I'm like, damn, man, I could do this. You know, this is something I want to do for like the rest of my life. You know, I grew up listening to NWA, Too Short, you know, the whole Tribe Called Quest, Big Daddy Kane, KRS-One, you know, a time where the music was like popping, you know, LL Cool J, A lot of artists, a lot
had
of
a
MCs
message.
came from that area. And then, you know,
And
we
they
got
still had
into
a
our
message
Wu-Tangs.
behind it back then.
I don't want to make
yeah,
y'all
yeah.
feel old or anything, but I'm a millennial technically. I was born in '88, and really I'm a '90s kid. Like, you're not a '90s kid
Yeah.
unless you were born in the '80s and grew up in the '90s. Okay, so
Yeah.
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 It's
That's
like
what's up. Shit,
if you were born in
the 90s,
'93 and '94, you're not a '90s kid.
I'm an 83 baby.
Yeah. Oh
shit, the
man,
90s
all
was
right.
the best time. That's
So
when I
real.
really started to spawn.
Oh yeah, that's when everything culturally was like coming together and growing. It was so different.
There was so
The
much.
the
dude.
80s was
much.
like stylish, trendy, cool. But then the 90s is where everything kind of like really gelled and came together. Hip hop really blossomed into more, not mainstream, so to speak, but more acceptable, a little more rhythmic,
Yeah.
a little more melodic, a little more creative. Like, it was always creative and dope,
Yeah.
but just kind of more lyrically and steady. It was like hold the flow. 90s is where it got a little more, and then the music video vibes and everything, and then the styles and the different brands of clothing like Fubu and Lugs and Karl Kanai and Southpole and all this shit came up. Like, everything kind of just boomed all at once. But my question for you was going to be, so you actually went to high school and everything in Delaware. So what was that like? Because I know, you know, Delaware, every time I think of Delaware, I think of Wayne's World when they're doing the skit and they're like, oh, we're over here. And then all of a sudden, like, we're in Delaware. And they're just like bored out of their mind and they don't know what to do. So like, I know Delaware's got some okay cities, but it's not real big. So what was that like? Like, especially going from, say, the South up to Delaware, that had to be like crazy change and drastically like different than what you was used to.
So when I got to Delaware, it was definitely, you know, different because I'm from the South and I still had my Southern accent. So people tease me, you know, it's a Southern accent or whatever. But, you know, once I really started to become a teenager and a man, I was able to get out and navigate on my own and travel back and forth to different cities like Philadelphia or New York, you know, New Jersey, Maryland, Baltimore and stuff like that. And culturally just started to meet a bunch of new people and, you know, really get into to who I was and, you know, started making babies and shit. And I ain't never stopped. You know, but the music, man, that's what really took off when, you know, is when I reached Delaware. And but I lived in Wilmington. It was a small hip hop scene, you know, because Wilmington sits right in the middle of Philadelphia. You jump across the bridge right there to New Jersey. 2 hours you're in New York, 2.5 hours you're in DC. You know, it's just in between everything. So, you know, everybody probably went through Delaware at some point in time.
Oh yeah. I grew up in Jersey, so like we used to vacation down in Cape May, and then we would take the ferry over to Delaware and hit like the outlets and shit back in the day. So yeah, I mean, Delaware was cool because I had like no tax and shit. So as a kid, you were like, oh, that's awesome. If it's $1 on the menu, it actually costs $1. But then everything was like, I remember going to McDonald's. I'm like, I had $1. $1 is a small fry, but then in Delaware they were like $1.30 because they didn't have tax. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? So I'd rather pay the tax.
That's where I started. Right. That's why I started my business out in Delaware, because of the no tax situation. You know, a lot of corporations go out there to open up businesses and set up because of the no tax.
Smart.
All right, Mr. Joe, I think it's maybe about time we get into our first song from you, if that's all right.
All right, let's go. Let's do it.
What
you got?
I am on your YouTube right now. Let me share the screen so you and everybody else will be able to see. All right. Everybody see that?
So let's do this. Since we talked about where I came from and how I started the music, let's go into that. I got that real hip hop.
There it is.
Like, if you listen to that, I'm talking about, you know, I'm talking about what we just talked about.
Am I looking right at it and I can't see it?
That's a track I've been bumping the most from you. I ain't going front. Like the horns and everything on it too. It's just fire. It's that vibe. It's just real. Like,
all right. Is it a video or is it just a release?
I think I did a Hot Kitchen episode to that as well, but it's definitely a release. It's a release as well, but I don't have an actual video for that. It's just I did a Hot Kitchen joint called I Got That.
All right, which one is it here?
I think you right there to the right of my screen, or maybe a little
right here. I got that real hip hop.
Yeah. Bump that joint. That's one of my Hot Kitchen performances.
Oh yeah, speaking of the Hot Kitchen, Yeah, speaking of the hot kitchen, we'll get into that. We'll get into what the hot kitchen is as soon as we spin this. All right.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, guys. If you don't mind, I just ask you mute your mics while we do this, just so that there's no background interference with the track. All right, here we go. Theotis Joe, I got that. Let me make it bigger.
Yo, since day one I've been hip-hop. Middle school was a pit stop for like minds who loved it a lot. We could bond and exchange rhymes at lunchtime. And food was cleared off my tray every single day. They just filled it to the hallways, banging on lockers. I could never forget, remember always. Too Short, NWA, Ghetto Boys and Native Tongue had influence on me. I couldn't wait to get home to watch your MTV rap. Perhaps one day I'll be like that, so I kept at it, stay sharp. I protected my skills through the sunshine and dark. From getting played hard top to my morning dreadlocks, I never stop creating tunes that make your head pop. So when you see me in the streets, never ask if I'm still at it. I'm a rap addict who keep it cracking. Yeah, you have it. I got that. I need that. We keep that. Come on. I got that. We need that. I keep that. Yeah. Come on. The year was 75, month September. Born in Houston, Texas. Out with his news like Marvin Zentler. Mean temper, hereditary from the Joe side, but I'm more live. The average guy wouldn't survive what I seen with these eyes. I stomach shit that'll make you vomit. Rats and roaches made the house seem haunted. But at the age of 8, the whole world's ironic. This is $1 Million Man, made me wanna be bionic. In hell in the chronic, and rotation and stay constant. All my life I had to watch it or get caught up in the mosh pit. Mama and daddy got along only half the time, so my pastime was becoming a mastermind. A trouble man with a couple plans. Sometimes it makes me wanna holler, throw up both my hands. Either way, the cause of it, yo, so I'm forced to play jumper hurdles to survive setbacks in this rap race. I got that. I need that. We keep that. Come on. I got that. We need that. I keep that. Yeah. Come on. Hip hop is in my veins and my aim is to gain respect for the nation by the way that I rep. Reflect with an image clearer than objects right in front of your face. The truth is I'm a raw case to all my b-boys, b-girls, graffiti writers, DJs, MCs. Bang this, put it on replay. I spit a verse or two because I'm versatile. Don't need rehearsal. Been doing my thing since your mama been nursing you. What? I uppercut with a southpaw right hook. My life is so amazing, I should write a book. My outlook upon life is so futuristic. I know where I'm headed, I thank you for listening. I come a long way from jot notes and composition, and I ain't looking back, it's an onward mission. I'm getting paper by the racks, we ain't penny pitching. If you can't take the heat, to get up out the kitchen. I got that. I need that. We keep that. Come on. I got that. We need that. I keep that. Yeah. Come on.
Love it.
Absolutely, though. Absolutely.
The energy, So let me ask you this: did you produce that beat? Because I know you said
Nah, I didn't produce that. I didn't produce that track. My boy June Beats. I got a partner in crime, June Beats. He's my business partner as well as a member of the owner of the DIR Records, and I own a record label, DIR Records, which I started in 21. And him and a good friend of mine named Snook Chaos. It was 3 of us. Since then, Snook has parted ways, but it's just me and June Beats. I met June Beats back in 2017, and at a beat battle. Actually, him and I were in competition because I'm a producer. I make tracks, and I was in the beat battle competition, and him and I were the last 2 on stage going head to head, and he actually won, right? So he won the award. And then like a few weeks later, I get a call on my phone. I was in the bookstore with my kids, right? And I answered, you know, I heard the message because I didn't answer. And he was like, yo, Joe, this is June Beats, man. You know, we was at the beat battle. You know, I'm the one that won, you know. And I was like, oh, shit, I remember June Beats. He was like, yo, I got your number. Yeah, he said, I got your number from Delez, right? And man, he said, I went through your catalog. I want to make some music with you. I think you're dope. He said, yo, I think we can make millions together. And I was like, shit, well, let me get this dude a call because motherfucker tell me they want to make millions together. I'm all ears and shit. So I called him up, and him and I have been working together ever since 2017, man.
That's dope, man. That's real dope. I love that too. Like people coming together, like so many competitions, so many shows, especially like when I used to do shit back in the day, like real heavy. It was always like animosity backstage, or everybody cutting their eye at each other. I'm like, yo, we should collab, we should work together, and people just whatever. Like they wasn't into it. I'm like, bro, you realize like we could like literally, you take everybody here at the show right now, we could literally start our own label and do everything they doing if we just fucking put our heads together and work and build each other.
It takes three bad motherfuckers with a dream and a plan to take over the world, in a sense. You know, not like literally take the world over, but in whatever they're doing.
The cliche.
I love collaboration, man, because it crosses you know, fan bases, and you know, the ideas start to pop because you can't come up with every good idea on your own. You know, it takes other people to draw energy off each other and create something like big to like a comet, you know, an explosion. And I love doing that. I love getting together with other people, you know, coming up with some new shit. Plus, that's you know, if we put it out and publish it, that's more money.
Facts. And not only that, like you literally push each other. Like think about like that first Wu-Tang album. That was like the first album for me where I fell in love with hip hop. Like I heard shit on the radio, heard shit, whatever. But that first album was just. But imagine what it was like being one of them there. Like imagine being RZA just sitting there, listening to everybody work, and you God sitting in the corner like, okay, I got some bars, and then boom, Ghost going spitting, and you're like, all right, I don't got some bars. I gotta step this shit the fuck up. Like everybody's pushing everybody, but in a positive way. Like, all right. Mess said what? ODB did what? Hold up. I gotta come correct. I gotta step my game up. Like, you know, that's why the album was so classic, because everybody was in a friendly way pushing each other. Like, bro, step it up, bro. Come harder than that. Pause. Like, you gotta do that shit. And that's why it's a classic. And people don't do that no more. Everybody's like, oh, $50 for a verse, $100 for a hook, da. It's like, bro, you lost the essence. Like, we can make money on the back end. We don't gotta chase it now and like alienate and set us up. Like, I don't know. That's just me being pretty, but I started off in groups, man. We had a group called actually back when I was in school. It was me and another friend of mine. He went by the name of Scam. My name was Strength at the time, and we were Scam and Strength, and that's when I recorded my first song. And that shit was trash. Don't get me wrong, because I wasn't the best MC at all. You know, I was just starting. I was a little kid, you know, in my teens, just trying this shit. And it wasn't until like, you know, later in the 90s, I started to perfect my craft and in my lyricism and stuff like that. And we started to form a little group called the Underground Unit. And then we had another group called the Empire Dynasty. Man, it was getting crazy. You know, it was starting to be more and more of us. And we was like an umbrella of MCs doing, you know, moving towards the same goal. And then, you know, back in early 2000s, I had my first hip hop band. You know, I was with a group called Dirt Network. It was me and another partner of mine. We were Dirt Network, a duo, Dirty Red and Doc. I went by Dirty Red. My name was Dirty Red, but just, you know, so back it up a little bit. My real name is Theotis Joe, but my rap name was Dirty Red. That's why I started off, you know, back, you know, my grandmother used to call me Dirty Red because of my skin color or whatever. You know, that's Dirty Red. So I used that name, and it was, you know, Red and Dot. And that was the early 2000s, 2000, 2001. And then we got with a group of musicians in the studio who played drums, keyboards, and we called ourselves The Truth. And man, we was like upcoming Roots, you know. I was going to say Roots is the first thing that came to mind.
Yeah. Man, if I could rock with a live band, that's my go-to. That's my go-to. You know,
bro, I used to love when MTV used to do the Unplugged. Like when Jay did Unplugged, that shit was fire. Like Heart of the City Unplugged is one of my favorite tracks all time. Like the way it sounds acoustically is just incredible. Like it has a totally different energy than the original. And the original album is great, but that Unplugged version was just Woo, man.
Woo,
Early
fire.
90s, I remember the Unplugged was on TV. I remember watching Nirvana and the Unplugged, bro, it was dope. And like I was baby, like I said, 88.
Back when MTV actually played music and not fucking bullshit reality.
Bro, I know half the
shows and
music I know
ridiculousness
today
and-
from fucking Beavis and Butthead. They would just sit on the couch and watch music
Guar.
videos, bro. Everything.
Watch Guar.
Guar.
But
Yo,
you talked about, like in your track, you talked about Yo MTV Raps. Like that was the shit back in the day. We
Yeah.
used to have the box. You know, you used to
fucking,
call in your
Ed
videos
Lover,
and whatnot.
Dr. Dre, Yo MTV Raps, Biz Markie, The Beat of the Day.
Tigger with the basement, even 106 in Park. You know what I mean? Like there was
a hip hop group that made an appearance on Sesame Street. I'm pretty sure I remember it back in the day.
Arrested Development, maybe, or I know
Nick.
Erykah Badu was on there.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think who else used to be on there.
Oh, no, Q-Tip wasn't on there. He was on the Dave Chappelle version. My
Yeah,
bad.
Chappelle show was so classic too.
Shout out Dave Chappelle. He used to live there.
So let me ask you this. So take us back to 92, right? You said you recorded your first track in 92. What did you record on?
Yeah.
Like what was the setup like? Did you actually go to a studio? Did you do it old school on the tape deck or whatever? Like how did y'all figure that out?
So I went to a studio. It was a rap group out of Delaware. And I think they were called damn, I can't remember their names, man. Oh, that's crazy because they had an album out and everything. My boy Omar Gale and his brother Zob. Zob is a dope hip hop break dancer out of Delaware now. And the name of the group will come to me, but I was at their studio. They had a studio set up, you know, it was, you know, in the house or whatever. Wasn't like a major recording studio, but even though the typical in the basement studio, and they had an ASR 15, you know, making beats and tracks on there with the goddamn floppy disk,
Real to
you
real,
know, and the microphone set up in the corner. Yeah, it was just simple, something simple, sweet, and I actually found the goddamn tape.
Oh,
I'm not gonna play that shit though,
come on,
because I listened to my lyrics. I'm like,
you can't tell us that you I found the tape. You can't hear. You can't do that.
The silver lining might be that we might not.
Yo, that's crazy. I don't have it right now. I don't have it here in front of me right now, but we'll play it offline sometime.
Dude, I'm gonna hold you to that for real.
Yeah, that's not for everybody. That's not. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, that's
exclusive. You got to subscribe and like and do all sorts of extra shit to get access to that behind the scenes.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, that's a good idea.
No, but that's the type of shit to me. That's like just like you can't put a price on that. You can't like fake that. You know, that's just real authentic. Like it might be trash, but when you made that shit at that time, bro, I remember when I recorded my first track, like how big headed I felt, and people was like, first of all, when you recorded back then, nobody was like, the quality is like nobody cared. It was like, that's you, yeah, for real, yeah. How'd you do that? Yeah, like nobody cared. Everybody was love. It was like a state of shock and a state of love. Like that's dope. And now it's all like, well,
I'm telling you, man,
this needs to be changed or that needs to be changed.
We
like
stars in the neighborhood, man.
Hell yeah, everybody bumping that shit, bro. It was like paradise.
Me, man. But my very first song was called "Gimme That Butt," and I recorded it on the Master P Them Jeans beat. Remember that? It was a shake what you got, them jeans go. Yeah, that.
wow.
Right, it was dope. Listen, and a couple other tracks, right? And I used to play that shit at the skating rink every Friday night. I was like 16 when I did that. That's bro. I
remember going to dates with my wife at the skating rink.
That's doing music, you know what I mean? It's usually people that like work at the hot dog shop. We're like, yo, bro, that shit's dope. I wake up to it like dope, but nobody else out here that's doing music ever should, you know, always has something negative to say. And like I said, I used to be a hater too. You know, it's not, I love everybody, bro. I really do.
That's wild. And shouts out to like for us, it was Skaters World. Growing up in Jersey, that was the one spot we used to hit. And he used to have hip hop night, teen night on Friday nights, and he used to play hip hop and shit. And like all the different high schools and shit used to go. And that's how like when my wife and I, when we started dating, because we was high school sweethearts and whatnot, but we went to different high schools, so we lived in different towns. So we used to actually go out there and meet up there, and that was like our date night because I didn't have no car or nothing. I was poor, and she wasn't able to like go out like that because her parents were kind of overprotective. So we used to she would go with her friends, I would go with my friends, and then boom, we'd meet up there and kind of just have our own little time together and shit. And bro, classic times, man. I don't even think she really even skated. I skated, but shit, like different. Like I said, man, different times, but man, I wouldn't trade it for nothing. That was the life.
Yeah, we had a there was a skate ring in Wilmington, man. It was called it was Ellesmere skating ring, and Cool C. That was a time. I don't know, you know, an artist named Cool C from Philadelphia, but they performed there, man. Steady B, that thing was crazy. So Cool C and what's that group? Shit. My boy Chuck Nice, Woody Wood, and EST. 3 Times Dope. They had this, like, it was called Hilltop. They had like a little thing going back and forth together, But 3 Times Dope was a dope group ahead of its time at the time, like your Cool C, Steady B. And this was like early 90s. I think like 91, maybe, probably, yeah, had to be like 91, maybe 80s. I don't know, man. Damn. I might be going too far ahead. It probably was like 89, 90 and shit. But it's crazy because Cool C, he got locked up for shooting a cop, you know what I mean? And he was on death row and whatnot. It's crazy. But yeah, the skating ring was definitely a great time. I can't skate worth shit. Last time I went skating was probably maybe like 3 years ago. Fell and bust my ass. I was in DC. I was a little embarrassed, but I don't even think nobody was looking.
So you've literally been in this, in just the music scene in general since before I was even a twinkle in my daddy's eye. Which I like. Listen, it's an honor to be able to even sit down here and talk to you. You know what I mean? Because like, there's so much that there's so much that I can learn. It's dope. And it's just nice hearing just hearing how things were. Speaking of that, what were what was one of your biggest challenges, like with just because like obviously you're moving pretty well business, you're doing your thing, but there was obviously there was a time when it wasn't like that, and so what were some of your struggles to get to where you are today as not just the artist, Theodis Joe, but the businessman, the family man, all that?
As far as music or just like period.
I mean, period. Just to get you to like where you are now as Theodis Joe, the family man, Theodis Joe, the artist, and Theodis Joe, the businessman. Because
that basically, like, how did you figure out that balance of basically being the entrepreneur, the dad, the husband, the son, all the roles because you talked about all the different hats you got to wear. So like, when did you figure out, or what was the hardest thing to figure out to make that become a success and not step on each other's toes or take away from each other, but find a way to kind of move together? If that makes sense.
So first you got to have the mind state and the vision to know where you want to go. Write down some short-term goals and some long-term goals. I had my first child when it was like 95. It was just my daughter. And that was hard. I wasn't ready for no kid at the age of 19. You know what I mean? That was like scary. So, and instead of running around and doing all this crazy shit in the street, I had to stop and figure that out. And I quickly realized, oh shit, I need to get a job, make some money.
Yeah. I think it's a little scary for every first-time parent.
I tried a lot of different things under the sun, though. I probably did just about every job there is to do, and figured it out. I hustled and stuff like that. I worked. Once I finally, graduated high school, which was in 94, I got my asbestos abatement license. My dad worked in the asbestos field for many years in demolition or whatever. So I went to school, took a 40-hour course, did that. My first job was like $30 an hour, which was at the time a lot of money.
Especially
my first job, I made $500 in one day. I was like, oh shit, that kind of money at that time it was damn good. You know, because shit, bread was only fucking 98 cents. Gas was 98 cents a gallon, bro.
Bro, don't get me started.
Can you imagine?
Lowest I ever remember seeing gas was at an Exxon that's not even here anymore, and it was like 89 cents for regular unleaded. It was in the back of my mom's old fucking Dodge Omni.
Yeah, I might sound like I'm old and shit, but I'm still young. You know what I mean? Young at heart. And
look, bro, you're only as old as you feel. You feel me? And as old as you make yourself. And I'm just like, bro, if you can keep moving, and that's that's what we do.
Hip hop.
Well, it's like
hip hop definitely kept me young.
It's theory of relativity, right? Like to your kids, you're old, right? To your parents, you're young. You know what I mean? So it's all like what you're around, right? Because you're 50. You live to be 100, you barely had half your life. If you, God forbid, die at 60 or die tomorrow, you know, you've already lived most of your life. You don't know. So I mean, age, it's all perspective.
And right now, you know, I got two younger sons. You know, they're 14 and 16. I still get out and play basketball with them, ride bikes. I go fishing. I climb trees. They saw me climb a tree.
Hold up. Do you still win at basketball with them, or have they passed that? Have they taken over the threshold of beating pops and ball? Because that's a big thing.
So I in the beginning, I played hard with them. I didn't let them win no games. You know, I played hard. Like, you got to earn these wins. And now they so fucking good. You know, I'll be like, oh shit, you did that. They're like, now they be winning. You know,
you try to be like, I let you win. I let you win now. I feel bad. I let you win. Play it off right quick. Keep your ego intact.
Nah. I mean, I give them props. I give them daps. Like, yeah, you got that. You got that. And then we keep going, play another game. Sometimes I win. Sometimes they do. You know, it's just like, but I didn't let up. And because of it, you know, my sons, they win championships and stuff like that. They play for township games, and you know, they get it in. They go hard, and you know, that keeps me young. So, you know, I go fishing. You know, one time they got a drone for Christmas, right? Got the shit stuck up in a tree, probably like 50 foot in the goddamn air, in a big ass pine tree. I was like, damn, man, how we gonna get this shit down? So we throwing sticks trying to get this thing. The sticks wasn't reaching that far up. I was like, fuck it, let me just climb up there and get it. And I'm talking about, it was like January, cold as shit outside. And they was like, come on, Dad, you ain't gotta do that, man. It's just a drone, we'll get a new one. I said, nah, we're getting this drone. You know, I climbed up that tree because of my experience in climbing trees when I was younger. And they ain't never seen no shit like that. They didn't think I could do it. They was like, oh shit,
shimmy up that bitch.
They sit there with the binoculars like, damn, he's actually up there. I went up there and got that drone, bro.
What was that like? Like your first time going up north? You know what I mean? So you moved up to Wilmington and you got to see snow and experience snow, because you ain't got that in Louisiana, and I highly doubt you got it in Houston, obviously. So what was that like? Was that like one of those moments like, I'm gonna keep my ass inside for the next week until that shit pass, or what?
Nah. It actually snowed like a couple of times when I was a kid back in Texas or whatever. Okay. But I didn't. It wasn't until I reached up here that I really started to see snow, and I was like, oh shit, that it was amazing. It was fun to go out and play in it, you know. Yeah. But
you
now
were still young enough.
You think
like
you
snow
see
now? I don't want to see that shit.
People tell me that all the time.
It's like not until you grow up.
My fault.
Huh?
Yeah. No, I was saying people ask me that all the time in Texas, like, you miss the snow. I'm like, actually, I do. Because when I go up there now and visit, I don't got to shovel that shit. I don't got to drive to work in that shit. I ain't got to find parking in that shit. I just enjoy the snow now when I go to see it. But when I lived up there, it was like, yeah, it looks great until you got to get out there and leave the house 2 hours early because you got to shovel your shit out. Then you got to factor in traffic. Then you got to put your vacuum cleaner in your fucking parking spot so nobody steal that shit. Like, people don't know what it's like.
Somebody steals a vacuum cleaner, like
fucking cones and bro, you're putting old chairs out that bitch. Like, this is my spot. This is me fucking marking my territory. And you come home, somebody snatch your shit, and it's like, oh hell.
Yeah, that takes the fun out of it. That takes all the fun out of it.
The struggle is real. Like, whew.
The struggle is real.
So Joe, tell us about.
Yeah, I'm in Texas now, but I'm born and raised up in Jersey, Patterson.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to go out to Philly. From the aspect of like family life and the cost of living and the people being nice, yeah, but there's still a lot of shit I miss. Like whenever I go home, it's like I gotta turn Jersey back on. I can't be nice again. I gotta mean mug again. I gotta watch when I catch eye contact with people, make sure I nod or something, that people don't think I'm trying to diss them or nothing. Like, you know what I mean? You smell it in the air when you get off the plane. You're like, all right, game on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
you ever go out to South by Southwest?
Nah, I haven't hit that. I'm actually right down the road from it too, but there's so many shows and so much shit going on and so many people trying to be like, come perform here. I don't even know what is South by Southwest and what isn't, because everybody claims they part of it and they not. And but yeah, I gotta hit that.
Yeah.
I don't really be performing as much because to me the live game isn't what it was. Like it's still a rush and it's still great. But like when you go to shows now, it's like 99% artists. The other performing artists, like people don't really promote or bring people out. I know South by Southwest would be a little different, but you know what I'm saying? So it's just, it's not, every now and again, it's like, cool. I want the rush. I want the vibe. I want the feel and meet people. But then it's just like, I remember why I kind of don't hustle it as much anymore or chase it as much anymore.
So I'm hoping the show
That's
next
why I like
week.
going to the festivals more, because it's a lot more people than just the artists.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
But even after crowd is the artist trying to pass off they shit to somebody else, and it's just like, geez, man, I get it. They thirsty, and you gotta, I was there once. I'm not gonna hate on it, but at the time, I used to be a hater. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, man, it just, I don't know. It's not what it was. Maybe that's just me being old man talk, but
I feel like as you get, I mean, I'm 37. I just turned 37 this year, so I mean, I'm, but as I'm getting older, I just find, conserving my energy to be just more useful to me. Like if I don't have to spaz out like that, I'm not going to. But when the time I need it, I'll be able to.
And not only that, I'm not even going front, because like I'll do a show and it's like, hey, they'll be like, all right, be here at 8. My dumb ass will actually show up at 8 because that's how I was raised. Respect all that. Show will end up starting up. The show's gonna start at 9 prompt. It's like 10:30. They're finally opening it up. Next thing you know, it's like 2, 3 in the morning. I'm like, man, I'm too old for this shit. And I'm not one of those where it's like, even if I go on early, I'm not cutting out the door. Like I'm gonna stay the whole show. People's watching me. I'm gonna show love back. Like I'm a fan first. So it's like, damn, next thing you know, it's like 3, 4 in the morning. You getting home, then you gotta go back to life. Your kids is waking you up, all this shit, and it's just like, it's draining. I'm not even gonna front. Like I'm not what I was. You know what I mean? Like you said, old age catching up. Like there's sometimes I can still do some shit, and then there's other times where it's like, what the fuck was I thinking, bro? I'm 42. I gotta be wise. You know what I mean? So
right. For sure.
So Joe, tell us about the Hot Kitchen. What is that? How did it come to be?
So the Hot Kitchen started by me, like as you can see, I'm coming up out of my basement. My basement comes directly into the kitchen, right? So I don't know. I just had an idea, set up the fucking microphone and just spit one of my songs, like I did like a freestyle joint first, and it's called Animal. It's on there too. If you look for that, let's play that joint. It's just like a dope, straightforward, just no hook, no nothing, just rapping and shit. That was my very first one. I was like, damn. Maybe I could just perform a lot more of my little catalog, because I got a lot of songs and shit, huge catalog. And I was like, fuck, I just perform my own songs live in the kitchen. So I was like, shit, the stove right there called the Hot Kitchen. And I looked online to see if there were any. I looked online to see if anybody else was using that. It was nobody using that. So I called my shit Hot Kitchen. Now, recently, I just looked online. There's a series called Hot Kitchen, and somebody else doing the Hot Kitchen, but my shit was out first. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna change my shit. You know what I mean? Might even call a lawyer and be like, yo, somebody using my shit.
Cease and desist.
You know what I mean? But anyway, besides that, that's how it started.
You said it's called
I decided
Animal?
to incorporate other artists.
Now, quick question on that.
I decided to incorporate other artists.
Oh, my fault. You said freestyle. So my question for you is this: are we talking off the top freestyle? Or are we talking like you wrote a verse and you just didn't have a beat for a freestyle? Because to me, growing up, freestyle meant off the top. Like you just fucking going. You might have 1 or 2 bars,
freestyle,
right? But most people will say, no, that's off the top. That's not freestyle. So depending on where you from and where you grew up, that's why I'm just curious when you say it.
All right. So let me correct that. Correct that. Animal Studio, and that was a freestyle. I recorded it just like, let me just get on the mic and just spit something. Okay. You know how you do mic check.
So it was originally a freestyle. Gotcha.
Yeah, and then we recorded it at the studio, so
Right.
it's recorded.
So
I
now
took
you
that
remembered
recorded
it,
version and
memorized
came
it
in-
over the years, right? That's what's up.
Nah, it wasn't even over the years and shit. It was like this is all recent type shit. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
I can't swim to find this here, Joe.
I don't know how long ago. What was it, like 2 years?
Okay, so I'll go to oldest. Let me see here.
He trying to find it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get what you're talking about. Freestyle is off the top, like off
To
the
me,
top.
yeah, that's how it was for me.
I love doing that. Yeah, I love doing off the top shit. You know what I mean? But sometimes, you know, I sit and write as well. That's where I'm most dominant at is sitting writing. You know,
right?
Especially if I want to make sense
it's
and make
different.
some shit that, huh?
But it's totally different energies. That's what I love about it. Like when you go off the top, it's like you don't know where the fuck you going. You just going. And sometimes if you don't listen back, you don't even know half of what you said. You're like, oh shit, I said that. Like that's how it be for me sometimes. Right. Be listening back,
unless
like,
it's recorded.
Oh, that was dope. Right. You know what I'm saying? And just like black out and just go. And other people look freestyle and it's like a verse they wrote. Like I was on the radio one time, and like a freestyle session. So the only rule was like don't curse. So I'm like, cool. And like this other dude I'm spitting with, you know, shouts out to him, B Dot, this dude from Passaic. And he was spitting, but it was like all and it was dope. Don't get me wrong, but it was all punchlines and shit. And I'm just like, his flow is steady and everything's every 4 bar he's setting up, you know, a hitter and all that, and it's dope. But it's like, bro, but it's a different energy. It's not.
Yeah, that's like, not a freestyle that's off the top of the head. Nah. Yeah.
All right, y'all ready for this?
Yeah, let's play this joint, and then next I want you to play that Big Things because I want to talk about my latest EP, and because that's on the EP called Let's Go. It's got 3 songs. Then I want to go into like some of the beats. You know, I put out a beat album called Infinite Tomorrows, which contains like 8 songs, 8 beats or whatever. So we'll talk about that.
All right, here we go, guys. Still, this Joe Animal from the Hot Kitchen Performance. Let's do it.
I can't hear nothing.
Yeah, welcome to Ground Zero, the epicenter of a hero, moving the needle, unbelievable ego. They call me Tijo, Theotis, Ultimate Rigo, Max loaded, got you in my sights like a peephole. I make it look easy, you think I got the cheat code? I can't control it. Area posted, enter if you wanna get roasted. Half of y'all got emotions that are feminine coded. I send them downstream, barely uploaded. Don't need a motive. I'm barbed wire, Chevy trucks up. This ain't a bluff from a different breed, far from that same old stuff. If you don't wanna speak, well fuck you then. Don't give a damn where you from or where the fuck you been. I keep it moving, my music is spinning like Lazy Susan. I'm winning while you're gritting, wondering how he do it. Half animal, half human, excuse the intrusion. I don't know no better, I just know that I'm a go-getter. No time soon shall I let up. I've been fed up, scratching the surface like a pirate, searching for treasure. Mankind, alien hybrid. Your life is on the line, you don't wanna jeopardize it. My vocals are deadly like hepatitis or a kamikaze pilot. If you like it, subscribe it. I can promise I will give you some guidance. One of the world's finest writers from Philly to China. Stage left, stage right, they wanna give me vagina. I stand out, and then they line up the boss to check, sign of the full-time grinder. Might remind you, if it's not about $1, they don't even bother. If you wanna spend some money, then go ahead and holler. I ever check the neighborhood and set them shop like a squatter, in and out like a deadbeat father.
All right, to be continued.
Shouts to the Lazy Susan bar.
Lazy Susan.
That might be the first time I've heard that on a hip hop track or any track. Super love for that.
Which one did you say you wanted to check out next there?
Let's do that Big Things, man. Scroll down a little bit.
Big Things.
Keep scrolling.
Right there.
Yeah, right there. Yeah. So this right here is just, you know, it's not an official video or nothing like that. It was just performing in the studio, just spitting some shit. Just, you know, you make a song, you make a bunch of different clips of shit, put that shit out. So, you know, it might be seen over here by this person. You know, it's different methods to the madness of promoting.
Kind of like a bunch of B footage, so to speak, that you just kind of incorporated together. That's dope. I dig it.
Right, guys. Here we go.
That's June Beach right there.
I'm doing big things, driving big whips, taking big trips, doing real shit. I'm doing big things, driving big whips, taking big trips, doing real shit. I show rather tell, we gon' rather some tail feathers to kill. Tickets loaded to the max, don't discredit us. Our competitors are minimal to these alien predators. Cock it back and wet it up, fuck you up and get shut it up. Relax like a sedative, we don't rap with the negative. I heard you wasn't shit, don't get mad at the messenger. We sitting in the royal court, you dealing with the peasant stuff. I'm ahead of my time, bro, you need to do some catching up. Rise of the worthy niggas, I'm high like a Persian vision. My purpose of earthly business, to cut them like turkey scissors. The birth of my holy wisdom is gifted to those that listen. Windows are highly risen, got me a pot to pissing. Follow my intuition, call all the intermission. Got heavy back to business, CEO is my description. Yes, I am independent, big spending, big pimping. I'm taking long trips and big cars with big engines. Doing big things, driving big whips, taking big trips, doing real shit. I'm doing big things, driving big whips, taking big trips, doing real shit. I'm doing big things, driving big whips, taking big trips, doing real shit. I'm doing big things, driving big whips, taking big trips, doing real shit. My car's bigger than your mouth is. $1 million outfits. What you know about this? Stay in your place. Dinner with presidents, $1,000 plates. Fuck it, I can say I got expensive taste. Go ahead, fix your face. Consider this grace. By the time you see me in Perry, it's probably too late. I'm on the move like train graffiti. Been let down a few times, so I'm careful who I'm calling my sweetie. My pen is poisonous, the origin is far beyond the orbit of what Mars is. NASA couldn't pinpoint its coordinates. Forged from unknown sources. My ancestors' portraits hanging in the corridor of a mysterious fortress. I'm cutting ties and losses with those who ain't on the time as the bosses. Hold your horses, we got cartridges for the unfortunate. They come marching in on some extortion shit. Round them up for the execution, no time to forfeit. I'm doing big things, driving big whips, taking big trips, doing real shit. I'm doing big things, driving big whips, taking big trips, doing real shit. I'm doing big things, driving big whips, taking big trips, doing real shit. I'm doing big things, driving big whips, taking big trips, doing real shit. I'm doing big things, driving big whips, taking big trips, doing real shit. I'm doing big things, driving big whips, taking big trips, doing real shit. I'm doing big things, driving big whips, taking big trips, doing real shit. I'm doing big things, driving big whips, taking big trips, doing real shit.
All we make is hits.
Yeah, that's dope.
Aha, there we go. Sorry, my thing freezes up every once in a while. All right, man. Yeah, that was dope. I like that beat. That was smooth.
Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, that shit got a lot of radio airplay out in California.
Oh, yeah. So you wanted to check another one out, right?
Let's do that Amen right there. See that Luther Vandross joint? Yeah.
Yeah, right here. All right.
Yeah. So I recorded this in Rob Swartz joint, Rob Swartz studio.
Okay. Shout out to Rob.
So now, do you have your own studio now, or do you still like rent out of somebody's shit? Do you have like a spot where you kind of record and practice, and then a spot where you
June Beats, my boy's studio. I go over there and record.
Right there in Philly, or what?
Like when it comes to pre-production or whatever, I do pre-production like on my own time, and then I'll go over to his spot and
kind of craft it and get it all figured out, and go there when you're ready to actually lay it down. Pause.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
But that was June Beats, the one that was in the video with me. That's my That's my partner, my producer.
I said it, bro. It was funny at the end of the video.
And that was him on the chorus. That was him on the chorus as well.
Yeah, he was vibing.
So here, this right here is part of this was filmed at his studio, and part of it was filmed at Rob Swartz's office over in Blackwood, New Jersey.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have gathered you all here today because I want to give you my testimony. It's an authorized awakening, live from the basement. Arrived on a slave ship, but I am not complacent. I just might shape shift, covert operation. We don't dick ride, nah fool, we don't chase shit. We are the attraction, my life is like a magnet. Everything that I imagine I can have it. If you don't respect me, then you'll surely respect this magnum. Darkness is coming, by God, I'm the phantom. I'm channeling my energy, my synergy, my aspect ratio to keep clowns from dimming my halo. Not saying that I'm an angel, but I'm cooler to provoke. Like a puma in the shadows, I am going for your throat now. Catch your balance down a slippery slope. I got the infinite dope over June's mystery dose. They mention me quotes when they click on me posts. I emerge from the dungeon like roots with overgrowth. Come on. Let me in there, let me holler at you. I got flavor like Jolly Ranchers. Clones copy my stature. Fuck it, take a picture, photo captured. I'm laughing at you bastards. Ghastly maggots, you need practice. I'll master the art of cooking classics. Manufactured, certified bombastic. True magic. Why you too dramatic? Of course I'm hip hop. I got a future at it. I'm cool from the surface to the protoplasmic. Lord forgive me for my blasphemy, but goddamn it, I got talent. I done packed my baggage and I'm traveling interplanetary in between planets. Light years ahead of your challenge. I done managed to increase my bank balance, and that's all that matters. I don't wanna turn malice. A product of mine, 5 men. I wanna vanish to a private island eating fish, rice, and cabbage.
Okay, now.
Would y'all like playing spades with the records in the video? Like, what was that supposed to be?
Yeah. That was the idea.
That was dope, man. Trumping people and shit.
That was dope.
That was the idea.
Y'all like when you sat on the couch and then turned into Rob, like, oh shit.
Right. Turn white.
Shape shift.
Oh, yeah.
I just might shape shift. Covert operation.
That was real dope. I like the was it a track jacket that you had, the doing it right? The red joint, was that like the old tracksuit jacket, like Run DMC Day type shit, or was it pullover? Like I couldn't really tell because I didn't see the front, but the back looked dope. It looked like the old tracksuits.
Kind of reminded me of like a Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, it's a tracksuit joint.
That's fire. That's real fire.
Absolutely dope, bro. Hey, look, we've been up here live for about an hour, man. You got anything else you wanna put out here? I don't know about y'all, but it seems like it might be a good time now.
Well, I know you had mentioned you wanted to talk about that instrumental, the beat album that you put out.
Oh, yeah.
Know about that real quick.
So a lot of people might not know that, I do produce. I produce. I make the music and shit. You know what I'm saying? As you can see, like in that one video, Animal, it says produced by Theotis. Yo, that was my beat. Okay. So Infinite Tomorrows. Let me explain what Infinite Tomorrows means. Infinite Tomorrow means, so I'm gonna give you the concept behind it. I created those beats that are on that album that I put out anywhere from 9 to 15 years ago. I made those beats. Still had them on and sitting in my computer. I'm like, oh shit, it's time for these to be heard, So I just gathered some of them. That's just some of them. I just randomly picked some of them and said, all right, let me master a couple of them and put it out as a beat CD, a beat album. And that's exactly what I did. So, I put them out through our distribution. I called the album Infinite Tomorrows. The album cover is actually a wormhole in space. And Infinite Tomorrows, that's why I named it that, because I did something years ago and I was able to put it out now and it's still being relevant to the ears, you know what I mean? And I also gave all of the different beats on the album, different names, and each name kind of fits the track, there's one joint on there. It's like a saxophone. It's like I recorded a kid on Columbus Boulevard. He was outside playing the saxophone, doing some jazz shit, and I recorded him with my phone, and got back to the studio, ran that shit through my board. So I produced tracks on Fruity Loops, FL
Shouts
Studio.
out to Fruity Loops.
That's my shit.
Shout out to FL Studio.
Yeah. That was called FL Studio now. So
Fruity
that's
Loops
what
3 back in the day was my first little dabble in it.
I love it, man. So I started out making beats on MPC 2000 back in '98, but then I got that program. Once the programs and the software started to come out, I started messing around with the Fruity Loops.
It was,
and that was my shit.
It was Fruity Loops.
I literally was making
and Cool Edit Pro.
Cool
Edit Pro, bro. Those were so ahead of their time, software wise. Like,
I'm telling you, man, so dope. It came with all the different sounds, drum loops,
right? But even on Fruity Loops, just the sequencer was so clutch. Like, as opposed to trying to slide shit in time and keep it, like you had that steady metronome set where you can set the loop right, and you didn't have to fucking chase it. You could just pop it in and boom, and everything was just money.
I'm telling you, I mean, I was, once I got that, I was like, yo, it's game over. Because I used to have, there was a time where I used to like, I couldn't get beats from no fucking where. I couldn't get beats. So I had, I was like, man, I got to learn how to make beats. Fuck this. So I literally like sat at, it was one point like in 2005 where I woke up, I didn't have no job. I was laid off. I got up every single morning around 8 a.m. And by 12 noon, I had at least 2 to 3 beats like made in the pot. You know what I mean? And I did that for months. I did it for months relentlessly. I didn't fucking stop. And I got so much tracks right now that I could put out until fucking infinite tomorrows and shit.
and that's the beauty.
And that's why I call that album Infinite Tomorrows.
And that's the beauty of art, man. It's timeless. It has no expiration date. Like if you do it right, it'll always sound great. Doesn't matter when it come out.
Yeah.
All right, guys, you want to get into the first one here?
And you know what's crazy, man? People be downloading this shit like in their stories. Like I got people in other countries that be playing my beats behind their videos on TikTok and shit like that. I'm like, because it gives you notifications, right? Like your song Infinite Tomorrows is played behind such and such dickhead in them video. Oh, like, oh shit, I'm like, oh shit. So I go, man, it's crazy. Like that's so fucking, it hits me right here, you know what I mean? Like right here, like, oh shit, somebody's playing my shit. I made this shit 10 years ago.
Right, it's dope just to see anybody share or use anything that you've created, man. It's dope.
So have you, for example, have you like sampled something or had an idea for a beat that you sat on and left on a computer or whatnot, and then like something has come out from somebody saying bigger or more well known, and you're like, fuck, man, I had that idea, I had that shit first, and I never released it. Like, have you had that type of moment or had that type of, for lack of a better term, regret?
I mean, no regret, but I mean, I guess you could say I wish I put it out first. But all of this shit, a lot of this shit is already fucking remixed and put out different kind of ways. And,
of course,
I guess it all depends on how you do it. Say, like for instance, that one saxophone shit. No, ain't nobody got that. I was at the park. I actually recorded that live with my cell phone. Don't nobody have that shit. That's mine. That boy was out there playing that shit live. Like
that's wild.
Like just blowing the trumpet. I'm like saxophone, like
as they call it.
Yeah. And I changed. I switched it up and made it sound like raw. Oh man, I love. I don't get me wrong. I love sampling, man. Sampling is my shit. But I also can make some original stuff too. Originality. That's what a producer of me comes out to be able to create something, non-sample and make it sound dope.
That's definitely what's up. So do you, when you like create these beats, does the artist in you kind of more dictate what the producer does? Like thinking about it, like where I can come on it or how I can attack it, or is it more just like creative flow? Like you get into a totally different headspace and you kind of just like cut the artist and you off, so to speak, and go full on producer. Does that make sense the way I'm wording it? Like, is there still like half and half of you that's like kind of fighting yourself? Like, I want to do this, but I know as an artist this won't make sense. Or is it like I'm just going all in producer wise, and like the artist and me can figure it out later, so to speak?
I understand where you're coming from. So I get inspired by music, period. You know, I'm inspired by classic music, R&B, soul, rock and roll, jazz, everything, all type country music. You know, it's just music, and I'll hear something in anything, everything. It might be a sound or anything. Like I can be sitting watching a movie, and I'm like, oh shit, did you hear that? I'll go and look for the shit online, you know what I mean, and fucking download the movies just so I could get that one little fucking sound and shit. And I've done that. And matter of fact, Animal is Animal. No, I got a couple tracks. Matter of fact, we're gonna sit down. I'm gonna send y'all some stuff. We're gonna write some songs. You know what I mean? I got some fucking beats and shit, right? But it's not necessarily one specific thing, because when I'm making beats, I get inspired. It's like, damn, that's crazy. And then it's not until later on I finish. Sometimes I don't even finish the beat because I'll be so into it, I fall asleep on my fucking computer like, oh shit. Wake up like, oh shit, it's still going. And then, you know, I'll write a rhyme to it, you know, and then I'll structure it because I know how to structure the beat, you know, where's the fucking, you know, the verses, the chorus and everything. The ending.
That's one of the hardest things for producers that don't rap. Like, I got a producer in the UK, shouts out to Sticks, super dope dude, but like trying to teach him bars and trying to teach him, because his beats is dope, but I'm like, but you gotta leave space and it's gotta make sense the way it's structured, so that as an artist I could come and do this, pause, and I could come and do that and flow through it. And it's like, I love what you did here. I'm like, but if we tweak this, or if we extend this, or we loop this, drop this out, and it's like, it's all him, but then I'll come in and kind of like fine tune it, and then it's like money. But it's like, it can be difficult at times because you'll hear loops and you'll hear dope shit, and it's like, that's dope, but I need something to distinguish each part of this song, and where I could say switch the flow up and get a little more bouncy or a little more creative, double time the drums, take half the drums out, whatever it is, like something like that, so that it doesn't get monotonous and it doesn't get redundant, so to speak. And it's tough to teach that, and like you have such an advantage with that because you're able to do both. Like, I can't produce, but I can go in and tell you, hey, if we switch this here, or have an idea and like kind of explain it to you enough that you could produce it. But I have no ability to do it myself. Like, it's such a gift. And I ain't gonna lie, like, I'm jealous of people that can do it, because I'm like, man, I want to so bad, but it's just, I just don't have that.
It's funny you said that, because some of these, I think a couple of these tracks on there, it might just be like some all the way through shit with no breaks or whatever, you know what I mean? Simply because I did it so long ago, and it was just some shit just sitting in my computer. I was like, damn, this shit is so fucking banging. Fucking, I'm just gonna let it release. But there are also some that, you know, have that structure or whatever. And I just recently linked up with my boy. I was like, man, I got some tracks that I want to remix and run it through another program and see what it comes up with and shit, and put those beats out, because I know it can just create some old new shit.
Sample your old shit, like sample yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I got a boy, man, he's a dope producer. He started out with the ARS 15 or whatever, right? And I introduced him to FL Studio, and he's out in Atlanta, right? He's originally from Wilmington, Delaware, but he lives out in Atlanta. And in earlier years, a lot of his beats were just like, it was no changes. It was like, bro, he used to send me beats. I'm like, damn, it's dope, but I can't rap to it. You know, it's just like a lot going on in there. You know, it's like some shit that sound like some shit for a horror movie.
Yeah, like there's no space for vocals, because people don't realize your vocals are an instrument. They have to have an area where they can live and exist. Otherwise, they get drowned out. It's tough.
And he used to get so frustrated, like, man, don't nobody want to fuck with my beats, you know. I mean, I'll be trying to shout my beats and ain't no artists. So he called a lot of it, like his first projects was called No MCs Required. And I'm like, that's because you didn't structure that shit right for an MC to hop on that joint. But I get it, you know. And but since then, he's definitely dope. I actually put out one of his albums on through my record label DIR Records a couple of years ago, which was called The Hybrid, and he named each one of the songs after a different strand of cannabis. And the shit is dope, man. Check it out when you get a chance. It's called Hybrid by Complex. And this shit, it'll definitely put you in that mind state, you know, and want to rap to some stuff. Like he did his thing with that one. I was proud of that work. Yeah.
My man, Theotis Joe. I'm on your website right now, bro. You see this?
TheOtisJoe.com. So if you go to shows, you're going to see that I'll actually put the show that's coming up next week with us.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Next Friday, September 26th. Yeah, I got a bunch of tickets here still. If anybody wants some.
We're going to try to figure out how we can get some of those.
Yeah,
Shameless plug incoming.
Yo, I can listen. What's today? Wednesday. I can put some in the mail for you tomorrow morning. They probably won't. I mean, they won't leave until Friday, but you should have them by Monday if you got people that want tickets that are coming with you.
Yeah.
Y'all both in PA, man. If you drop it off tomorrow morning, it'll go out tomorrow night. You'll probably have it by Saturday.
All right.
Are you coming out there, Cat?
I wish. I'm actually flying out tomorrow night. Shouts out to my father-in-law. He's turning 80. So I'm coming in for the weekend for that, but I'm not able to stay that long, unfortunately. So, yeah, that's why before when we was in the back room, I'm like, I'll be right back. I had to go sing happy birthday to him and all that shit.
Oh, dang.
Cumpleaños feliz
Happy
and all that.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
So, 80 years, man. God bless.
Big number, yo. My grandmother's up there.
Right there, man.
Yeah. I'll be happy to see 60. I ain't gonna lie. 80's a definite blessing.
I'll be happy to see tomorrow, fellas.
I hear that. One day at a time. That's all you can take it, right?
Man, we're here. Well, and you know what? We'll never see tomorrow because every day we wake up, it's today.
Tomorrow becomes today before you know it.
Yeah.
So we're supposed to be shooting a video this Friday with Judah Priest, man. We did a song called Wild Out, and the video. I think the video shoot. He was actually looking for like 20 people to get there, like for extras and stuff like that.
Where are you shooting it at? In Philly?
I think it's in Philadelphia.
Shoot me the info. I might be able to sneak out there. I mean, I got nothing really going on Friday. Saturday's the party, and then Sunday I'm hitting the Giants-Chiefs game. So I might be able to sneak out there. I know my wife's got some stuff to do, and my mom's will probably take on the kid duty or actually my sister, because my mom's got a reunion. Got a lot of shit going on this weekend, but I could probably sneak out.
I'm gonna find that thing he posted. You know what I mean? I'll send it to y'all.
Yeah. But we if I come out there though, we gotta record something or do something, bro. Even if it's just a freestyle video, something like we gotta keep it hip hop.
Will not be out there. I thought about it when I saw his post. I was like, no, we got too much going on this weekend. See, it sucks,
you saw it?
Man.
Oh, you seen it?
Yeah, I seen it.
Oh yeah, so if you've seen it, can you pass it on to Cap?
Yeah. If you could,
I don't know where I saw that shit at.
Definitely, I got you. It's on his other page. Let's see here, bam.
Yeah, I used to go out to Philly a lot. Like shouts out to Fat Joe when he did the What's Love video and he had the NBA hats with the NBA logo on it, and it was the pinwheel hats. They was Philly exclusive. So me and my boys, we was searching, hunting for them shits hard, pause. And then we was at the mall one day back when malls existed, and we saw this dude went on. Was like, yo, where'd you get it? He's like, oh, I got it. I'm from Philly. And we're like, so where'd you get it? And he's like, you can only get it in Philly. It's an exclusive. So we actually went out there. I think it was All Caps, or I'm trying to think of the store. It was on South Street, and then there was one in the Gallery Mall.
Yeah,
and we actually drove out there, and then I was a big Cassidy dude back in the day. Shouts out to him, man. I never heard an artist like Cassidy the first time I heard Cassidy, man. With the way he, like I heard Punchline rappers, but the way he did it and everything, just man, Cassidy was so dope.
Cassidy was dope.
I was like, man, we started going out there like every other week, like just sneaking out there as opposed to going to New York every week. And used to get like tapes out there and shit. We used to crop. They used to have like all crazy different Iversons. The gear was different out there, like as far as like shirts and shit, like stuff that we wasn't onto. So I started getting a lot of shit out there because I'm like, New York's got dope shit, but everybody's always got the same type of shit. Like I like to have unique, different shit. So Man, we used to cut out there a lot.
It's crazy you mentioned Caps on South Street. I met Kevin Hart at that hat store.
Shit.
This is back. I forget what year it was, man. I think it was like 2005, man. I just watched this movie called Soul Plane, right? And I was walking in the store. He was coming out, and he looked at me. He was like, yo. He said, "Who are you, man?" He was like, "You look familiar." And I was like, "Oh shit!" I said, "I know who you are. I just watched him fucking Soul Plane and shit. That shit was funny as hell." And he was like, "Yo, what's up, man?" So we talked for like briefly moment and shit, and then it didn't really turn into nothing. But yeah, he was like, he told me, "Yo, you look familiar." I was like, "Shit, I get that a lot."
That's what's up, man.
Yeah. Yo, so a lot of people might not know, I'm pretty well diverse when it comes to music. I used to be shy when it came to singing and stuff like that. And it wasn't until I did my song called No Games, where I really showed my vocal abilities on No Games. And that was like my first album I put out was called After Hours. And that was in 2009, 2010. I put that album out. And I got a huge hit that's on there called Streets of Philadelphia. That's played worldwide every day. Somebody's playing that song somewhere right now. That's like the biggest playing song of mine that I have in my catalog or whatever. And I actually opened up for Bruce Springsteen's 60th birthday bash out in World Cafe Live in Philadelphia. And that song has been played on the radio fucking everywhere. 88.5 Helen Light. Shout out to Helen Light. She was the first one to really blow the song out the water because, she was like, she wanted people to send in songs to promote Bruce Springsteen's, celebrate Bruce Springsteen. So my boy Lance Davis hit me up. He heard it because he used to listen to that station a lot. And he was like, "Yo, man, I think we should do, a remake to Philadelphia, which is a song by Bruce Springsteen. And it was a movie called Philadelphia with Tom Hanks. And I was like, well, shit, let me listen to the beat. Yeah. So the beat was crazy. I'm like, oh, shit, it's a hip hop beat, So we put our own flavor to it. We remixed the song and called it Streets of Philly. And so we did the song and we actually formed a band. We started after we completed the album, After Hours. We got a band together. I had a hell of a drummer, and the video that you're about to play, my boy Benny Brown, he's a drummer, dope drummer, perform, everywhere, and actually a teacher as well. And my boy Lance Davis, he's actually singing the vocals. Open your eyes, you're gonna hear him. He's a country singer right now. He goes by Grady Hoss. And also my boy Shelton. Man, Shelton's so fucking dope on the guitar, man. Like everybody on this project are stars. And a lot of these songs that on here aren't just beats that was made with a machine or MPC. No, these are live instrumentations that we actually incorporated actual musicians to come into the studio and lay down some like real instruments and record piece by piece these songs or whatever. And so back to my vocals, what I was explaining about the vocals, I did a song called No Games. And I really started to come out of the shell when it came to singing. So you might hear me singing on a lot of songs, because I just like to do it and sing my own hooks instead of hiring someone else to do it. I could do this shit myself. And I started doing that back before even Drake even became on the scene. You know what I mean? A lot of people have been singing in their songs for years. It's just pretty much been downplayed. Oh, you singing, you going pop. It's just basically expressing yourself and showing your range of talent. And I'm a singer songwriter.
What did Talib say on the train of thought? And we said the old African proverbs, like if you could talk, then you could sing. If you could walk, then you can dance.
Damn right.
I mean,
all of that, all of the above. And so I saw you scroll past a joint. I got a song called "In Love Again," man. I'm really proud of that song. That was dope. I did that joint with my homegirl Nikki Harris, man, and I came up with that song in the shower. I'm in love again. When I heard the beat, I was like, I'm in love again. I was in the shower. Everything sound good in the shower. And I was like, shit, we need to take this to the studio, See how
Bro,
this
why
shit
do
sounds.
you always get great ideas in the shower too? It's like I can't write shit down or pen it. Either that or like when you're in the car driving and it's like shit, I need a pen or I need, where my phone at? And you're trying to weave through traffic and write some shit at the same time so you don't lose it. And it's like, man.
Right.
But when you said
Yeah.
doing nothing with it, like all the time in your hands, it's like nothing comes.
For real. Speaking of in the car, I got that song. I want y'all to play that joint because it's me singing on the track and spitting. But it's the girl that lives out there in your area, Hanover. Go Girls Entertainment. She came and got on the video with me, but I actually was in the car when I heard the beat. It kind of reminded me like of an Earth, Wind, and Fire. If you don't know who that is, go check them out. Dope,
of course, bro.
R&B group. The beat kind of reminded me that, and I just started singing. I just want all of your rocket love, and it's just like, oh shit, I could do this in the studio. So I
celebrate.
Yeah. So I started singing in all those different ranges in the studio, just laid them vocal by vocal, one at a time, and came up with that joint. So that's on fire. But yeah, that shit is, when I get to talk about music, I get really excited.
Wasn't it?
Huh?
Was that
Rocket Love was featured in a movie, right?
So Rocket Love, that's on the After Hours album. That was featured in a movie, but On Fire. I said something about Rocket Love in the song On Fire, but yeah, Rocket Love was featured in the movie Days of Power back in 2017. That was dope. I was excited about that, to have a movie featured in a song featured in a movie, which is
yeah, dude, that's absolutely dope.
Hell
yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to hit like a video game or something. That'd be dope for me.
So this song right here, Streets of Philly, the boy that shot the video, his name is Paul Dion. He lives in North Carolina. He saw me at a show. We performed this song, and he loved it so fucking much. He got my number from the drummer, Benny Brown, because they was in a school together because he was going to school out here. And he gave him my number. He called me up the next day and was like, yo, man, I was at your show last night, and I heard that song, Streets of Philly, man. He's like, I'm a film student, and I really want to shoot your video for you. He said, if you go to my website and see some of my work, let me know, if it works for you, and just let me know. I went to his website. I was like, boy, this boy is dope with this camera and shit. So I called him back. I was like, yeah, let's do it. How much you charge? He's like, I'm not going to charge you anything, man. I just want to do it for free. I just want to submit it for my project. And man, since then, this video blew this boy up, man. He's shooting movies. He's shooting fucking shit for like cities and stuff, like drone aerial views for like commercials and stuff like that. This is the one that set it off for him, and he shot this joint for me for free.
Absolutely dope, man.
That's love.
Let's get into this. Theotis Joe, Streets of
at the bottom of the barrel in Philly, blasting out so the city don't kill me. Yes, killer be killed, so Lord, please forgive me. These young bucks don't know much, so I chill in the cut, banging them drums till my thumbs and my fingers is sore. These slums can't have me, this world is what I live for. I leave impressions like the footprint of a dinosaur or a Sasquatch, never half cocked. I'm on track like a trolley. If you don't believe, follow me as we embark upon an odyssey of fame and fortune. I lead the mic scorching like the Mojave with a bad chick beside me. Listen, my music's not a hobby, it's a lifelong legacy. Look into my eyes and see the fire inside. When the weather gets hot and the sun begins to swelter, you need to run for shelter on the streets of Philadelphia. Sun up to sundown, this town's a battleground. The folks collecting money and interest to compound. Hell yeah, it's kinda tough, and things ain't beaches and cream. Cause what I see is people trying to get by like me. In every alley, corner and crevice, you gotta watch your back. It's like a foreign country under attack. It's cool at times, but I keep my eye on my grind, cause I feel somebody's watching and trying to take mine. But when I see a smiling face, even in the rat race, I realize that hope still shines in between the lines. Until a new dawn arrive, I keep my head to the sky and crack the red and white, cause that's the type of drink that I like. I set my goals and aim high, visualize my pride, cause I'm focused like a lens that begins to televise. When the storm gets rough, please believe what I tell you. It's cold outside in the streets of Philadelphia. The world's like a big machine, it's got the pedal to the metal. And where it's gonna go, I don't know, but I hope we get this. I got hope inside for the streets. Open your eyes and realize all the things you love. Close your eyes and visualize all the things you love. I got nothing but love for the streets. Open your eyes and realize all the things you love. Close your eyes and visualize all the things you love. Keep hope alive for the streets of Philadelphia.
No, that was tough.
Word. Thank you, man.
Shouts out to Bruce Springsteen for letting y'all redo that and all that too, man, because
Yeah.
that's dope. East Street brand and all that. Like,
Yeah.
y'all got that all,
Oh,
man.
you know what, man? I performed with that band too at the World Cafe Live, man. They performed behind me, man, at the
With
World
East
Cafe
Street, yeah?
Live. It was like fucking thousands of Bruce Springsteen fans at this place, man, and that shit was
Bro.
fucking amazing. I got off stage and man, people rushed me and was like, "Oh my god, that was like better than the original. We love it." I was like, "Damn!" And I think that's what really took shit over the top for that song right there, man. And the reason why it's still being played in several like mad countries around the world. I look in the back office of my discography on like my YouTube channel or even my Spotify, man. It's like mad countries be playing that shit.
That's fire, man.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Asbury Park, stand up.
Hey.
Yeah, I grew up on Bruce Springsteen, man. Born in
Yeah.
the USA was like my joint
Exactly,
as a kid,
yeah.
bro. I used to rock that shit. His Santa Claus is Coming to Town is probably the best version of it I've ever heard in my life. Playing
Yeah.
it live. I don't know if you ever heard it, but like, man, the drums and everything on it is so money. Like,
Right. That's what's
Yo,
up.
fellas.
Yo.
I think we've been up here an hour and a half, man. I think we might cut the cap on that. No
Okay.
pun intended. No pun intended. You got to let me finish. See, people hear keywords these days, and they're just like, "Oh," and I'm not even done talking.
awkward pause between that.
Yeah. No, listen, it's been real.
Hey,
Yeah,
but I
Theodis Joe.
appreciate it.
Hey, thank you so much for coming, bro. It's definitely a blessing having you here. We learned a lot. I hope our listeners and our watchers learned a lot. I hope everybody had a good time. Music, definitely, bro. Keep pumping it out, and I'm a little group chat with you guys already, so we can spin something, make something happen.
Hell yeah.
I'm absolutely down. And Cap, Judah's post on that wasn't shareable, so I tagged you in it. You'll have to go. Yeah, you'll have to go and add him or whatnot on there.
Nah, that's easy.
Yeah, man. Anything from either of
I
y'all?
appreciate y'all for having me, man. I look forward to rocking with you next week. That's gonna be dope. You know, if you can come out, Cap, this weekend, you know, that'd be cool. We can finally, you know, hand that and link up from there. But in between time, you know, I you know, we'll be in touch. We'll fucking make some music somewhere, somehow, sometime. You know, our planets will align. But for anybody that's out there, you know, that's watching and listening right now, check out the website theodisjoe.com. You know, stay up to date. put your information in the email lists, and I'll let you know when upcoming shows are, new merch, whatever, tour dates, everything. And appreciate y'all, man. You can hit me up on Instagram. My Instagram is @TheOtisJoe. I got a Facebook channel as well, TheOtisJoe Music, and @TheOtisJoe. I'm on X and also TikTok. I don't really, mess with those too much, but Instagram is my biggest channel, and also my YouTube. So TheOtisJoe Entertainment.
Get a Reddit page, man.
And,
Get a Reddit page
yeah,
too.
man.
Start putting
Appreciate
it out there.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I do a lot of shit, man. I go fishing, I go hunting, I do everything.
Let me ask you one more question there, Joe. What's your best piece of advice for anybody, not even an artist, just an entrepreneur trying to come up and be the best at what they're doing? You know what I mean?
Stay focused, be consistent and persistent. If it's something that you are working on, just don't give up, don't stop, keep going. No matter what anybody says, drown all the outside noise and focus on the project, and see yourself having what it is that you are trying to achieve in the future. See yourself in the future with that. You're going to get it. You will have it. You will achieve it.
Yeah,
what you can conceive and believe, you will achieve.
Preach.
Never give up on your dreams, man. It's never too late neither. Joe, send me your address, then I'll send you some tickets out. I'll put them in the mail tomorrow morning. Cap, you got any last words, brother?
Nah, man. Just want to again thank you, Mr. Joe, for coming on the show. It was a pleasure, man. I'm definitely a fan. Definitely was feeling a lot of everything tonight. It was great chopping it up. You definitely got
Thank you. Same here, man. Pleasure.
So send you my contact info and all that too, because I don't really be on the socials like that, so it's just easier doing it that way. But one way or another, we definitely got to put in some work.
Yeah, man. Send me some beats. I'm down. Guys, y'all enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you all for tuning in to the BeeHive, TheRealMicB Cap Tha Wiseguy, TheOtis Joe. Yo,
keep it buzzing.
Look out, man. Hey, it's going to be moving. Next Friday, we're at the HMAC in Harrisburg, the Harrisburg Midtown Arts Center. It is the best spot to be there for independent music in South Central Pennsylvania. Next Friday, the 26th, we'll see y'all there. Gentlemen, y'all have a great night. Much love, y'all.